So how do you think Brady and everybody else is going to do in Tampa? Because it sure looks like this season's going to go, Joe.
Yeah, I got to think that Brady's going to have a tremendous season. I mean, that's where all signs are pointing. Like we talked about, they've got tremendous weapons on offense, something that Brady probably hasn't had since they had that great season where they only had the one loss in the Super Bowl. And he's reunited with Gronk. And the only thing that could hold back an offense like that is if you had maybe some question marks about the coaching staff or the scheme, but they don't have that with Bruce Arians. I mean, you're talking about one of the great coaches in the NFL, one of the great offensive minds, and a defense that's really underrated. When you look at their defense, the thing that hurt them from a statistical standpoint was their scoring defense. Well, it was because their quarterback was turning the ball over at a monumental pace. And so I think we all can expect Brady's not going to be fumbling and throwing picks at the rate that Jameis was. And so that's just by that nature going to help that defense and their statistical ranking, and they can get after the quarterback. They got a good defense. So I think there is nothing that's going to be holding the Buccaneers back this year.
It's interesting, too, Joe, and we had Bruce Arians in that pregame meeting as well the day before. And other than him having, you could see he was a little bit chipper too, saying don't shake hands with Jameis. Nobody shake hands with him because his throwing thumb was broken, and he was kind of having fun with it. But then we asked him, is Jameis going to stick around here? And he goes, I think so, and said we need to see how these next two games go. And we find out subsequently that him and the rest of the Bucs were already looking over the steering wheel at who might be free, and apparently they were already thinking about Tom Brady at that very time.
Wouldn't you love to see that 30 for 30 right now and just see, what was going on with the back alley communications and the wink nods and kind of kicking the tires on stuff? Because you have to think that they were planning for potentially not re-signing Jameis, obviously, because they didn't re-sign him. And, it's just so many things that I'm sure will come out 10, 15 years from now, just as far as the speculation and the chatter and the conversations that the front office had about who they think they can get. And realistically, that first time, I would have loved to have been a fly in the room in the first time when they thought and they talked openly about, hey, we really think we can get Tom Brady to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and the excitement and the enthusiasm that had to be just bouncing off the wall in that meeting room when they look at their roster and they say, this is the one guy that we get, and now we are firmly a team that can win a Super Bowl.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.